All right, guys, what's going on? Thank you for joining me today on my Poo Tip Tuesday. We have a great show today. All right, we have a couple of things we're going to talk about. So, number one, thank you for joining me, for the first time. My name is Dr. Islam, and yes, I am your poop guru. My passion is to give you, yes, you, the best tips and tricks so you can live your best life from the top all the way down to the bottom. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and newsletter where you can get great tips and tricks like you're watching every single week. All right, so a couple of things I need from you guys. If you haven't already, don't forget to let me know if you're watching this live or on the replay, and also let me know where you guys are watching this at as well. So every Tuesday I go live where I answer your questions you guys have about your gut health and your general health as well. If you have a question for me, your poop guru, put it in the comments down below. I'll see if I can get to them. Keep in mind, I am not your doctor, and I will not answer specific medical questions. And if I am your doctor, I'm still not going to answer your specific medical questions. I don't want to get in trouble, but I can answer general questions and really talk about some of the conditions you guys have as well. So, big favor for you guys. We're going to put a poll out there. I need to know what you guys think about moving these Poop Tip Tuesdays to Monday. Yes, I am going to most likely maybe move these videos to Monday so I can, I have, a little bit more time on Monday. I've seen that my audience tends to watch a lot more of my videos on Mondays. So I am thinking about moving these Poop Tip Tuesdays to Monday. So if you want me to do that, if you think it's a good idea, smash that like button, comment down below, let me know what you guys think. And we were thinking about changing the time, either 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. on Central Standard Time on Monday. So if that's something you are interested in maybe making me have that change, let me know, because I'm going to do that, I think, pretty quickly, hopefully next week, depending on what you guys think, to move these Poop Tip Tuesdays to Monday. All right, we have a great show we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about gut-friendly traveling chips. Summer is here. I'm sure you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend. And we'll talk about food sensitivities and food intolerances, what that means, the difference between the two. Do you have one of these, and what we can do to help address that as well? And any questions you guys have live as well. So, I hope you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend. I was in town, didn't do a lot. Hung out with the kids. I had some great food at home. We kind of hung out. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys did during Memorial Day weekend as well. All right. So topic number one, traveling and gut-friendly travel tips. So summer's here. Yes, I'm a huge fan of summer, and I am going to hopefully be traveling throughout the summer as well. And so I'm sure you guys are as well. But sometimes when we travel, especially if you go maybe overseas, maybe in Mexico, South America, or even someplace else, sometimes your gut does not want to act in a way that is healthy or good for you as well. And so we can have a lot of gut issues that can occur from maybe not eating the correct foods, or maybe because we overindulged, or maybe didn't do the things that we wanted to, or we had food that was not good for us for sure. Now, I'm going to give you my tips on what I recommend to make sure you could have a gut healthy travel, and to make sure we can optimize your gut microbiome and make things better for you as well. So number one, keep in mind, we always want to be safe as we can whenever we are traveling. Too many of us, including me, sometimes we don't eat the foods we want to eat, and we can have a consequence from that. So one thing I would recommend before you go for your trip, you may want to consider having your own food with you for snacks so you're not always hungry. So for me, I always take my own protein bars, my own protein shakes, just so I can have, and snacks from home, fruits that I know are healthy, and also some things that I know that are good for my gut microbiome. And I pack these in my suitcase or my carry-on to make sure that I have these gut-friendly foods with me, especially if you have gut issues like IBS, constipation, diarrhea. It's very important for you to pack your own foods as well. Number two, if you're going overseas, it may be worthwhile to ask your doctor about getting some antibiotics for traveler's diarrhea. A lot of us, unfortunately, if we're going overseas, or if we're going to maybe even Mexico or Canada, maybe even to some of the islands in the Caribbean, they may not have access the type of antibiotics that we typically get, or it may have a difficult time maybe getting to a doctor or to a healthcare facility. So ask your physician or your doctor or your healthcare provider about whether they would be willing to give you some prophylactic medications, especially if you're going to an area that is known to maybe not be as clean and to not have as good hygiene as well. So you may want to talk to your doctor about that. while you are on your trip, a couple things I recommend, 6 things I recommend so you can hopefully optimize your trip to make sure your gut doesn't react to you. Number 1, make sure you have bottled water. Drink bottled water, and don't drink water from the faucet, from water that's not bottled. Make sure you have bottled water, and make sure that water is sealed as well. It's very important because water is a very common location to get contamination, bacteria, viruses, and things that are not good for you. Number 2, that also includes try not to have ice in your water. Ice typically is obviously frozen water that may not be as pure and may not be as good for you as water that's secluded, that's in bottled water. So keep in mind, if you're going to have water, have bottled water, but maybe not have the ice on top of it. Number 3, make sure you eat in places that are known to have, cooked really well food. So what that means is that you may want to avoid some of the street vendors or places that you're getting food on the side of the road, because that may not be the best and the most hygienic place for you to get your food and to get your nutrition as well. Number 4, try to start off with your meal with fiber, and by having more vegetables, more salad. I would recommend starting off your meal like this because that fiber will give you an additional reinforcement to make sure we can change your gut microbiome and getting your gut back on track as well. Number 5, consider starting to take some probiotics. In fact, prep your stomach and your gut ahead of time, a couple weeks ahead of time, by incorporating more fiber before you leave and incorporating more probiotics before you leave as well. And then lastly, enjoy yourself. It's okay. Listen, when I go on vacation, I certainly indulge, and I really like to enjoy myself. When I go on vacation, I want you to do the same thing as well. Vacation is meant to be fun, and part of having fun is enjoying the foods that you eat, but also more importantly, enjoying the foods with the people who you care about as well. So enjoy those foods, enjoy that time, enjoy those places where you can go and hopefully have the food that you want. So you're having a good time, making memories, but also more importantly, having that connection with the people you love. So enjoy yourself, all right? I really want you to have a good time. And you'd be surprised how much their gut issues get better when they do travel because they're not as stressed and they're feeling good as well. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any other tips that you would recommend about gut-friendly travel tips for my audience as well. Jericho, thank you for watching on the live stream. Thanks for watching today. All right, let me know, guys, if you have been watching for the first time. My name is Dr. Islam, and every Tuesday I go live on my social media streams. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, don't forget to let me know if you're watching this live or on the replay as well. And I need a huge favor from you. I am thinking about moving my videos, my weekly videos to Monday instead, in which I'm probably going to do it same video format, maybe a different time. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, if you feel like this would be a better option for you, or what your thoughts are on this as well. All right, topic number 2, food sensitivities and food intolerances. What the heck is going on? All right, so there is a huge difference between food sensitivities and food intolerances, and I want to make sure that you can get this taken care of appropriately for you. So a lot of my patients have a lot of food intolerances, and they get confused because they think they're sensitive to the food. It's a very distinct distinction as well. So a food sensitivity actually is an allergic response in which your body actually attacks itself to produce certain cells, allergy cells, to cause a manifestation of that sensitivity. That usually can manifest as in rashes, maybe trouble breathing, maybe having trouble with getting deep breaths in. The more common food sensitivity are peanuts or nuts. Very common problem that a lot of people have, and they become very sensitive to that to the point where they actually have an allergy, a food allergy to that, which can actually lead to significant problems as well. This is typically diagnosed by an allergist. It involves a medical testing, maybe those skin prick testing you've seen on the back, in which you can see the food allergy that's there. And this can actually be very, very, very life-threatening. This is very different from a food intolerance, in which a lot of people have some problems as well. And this is a very common problem that a lot of people have when it comes to gut issues as well. So food intolerance is basically whenever you have some food and you start to notice a lot of gut issues from that. Bloating, distension, nausea, upset stomach, indigestion, heartburn. It's not a food allergy in the sense that you don't get a systemic response. You don't have hives, you don't have trouble breathing, you don't have those issues like that, but you have a lot of gut issues with that. Now, commonly, a lot of people are getting these blood tests that you can get, anyone can get these, in which it tells you which types of foods you are sensitive to. Let me just tell you the problem with that. It's full of junk. It's full of crap. It really is. It does not work. They're not specific. They're not sensitive. And it's not testing for the right thing, because a blood test does not tell you how your gut is going to react. Nor do we know if these tests are validated, if they have any evidence behind them, or if they actually work as well. So what I tell a lot of my patients is that your body is the best response to see if you have a food intolerance or a food issue going on or not. The most common ones being things like lactose or dairy. Gluten, for a lot of my patients, have gluten issues, or what's called FODMAPs, which are fermentable oligosaccharides, monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polyphenols, which are very common carbohydrates and sugars that can cause a lot of gut issues as well. And people are very sensitive to that. Things like garlic, apples, pears, and things like that. And that very commonly can cause a lot of gut issues and a lot of bloating and pain. And this is not a food allergy, but it can be a food intolerance, which can be very confused. Now, the only way to really diagnose this is that sometimes we can do testing with the scope to see if you have specific enzymes that are deficient, but more common than not, it may be just your own response to those foods. So for example, for me, I know I have a dairy intolerance, and this makes it a significant problem for me when it comes to gut issues, because if I have dairy, man, my body explodes, I have gas, I have bloating. And so I know for me, I don't need a test to tell me that I am intolerant or I have an allergy to dairy. What I do know is that whenever I have dairy, it sucks. It is not fun at all. And so for a lot of my patients that have a food intolerance, the best thing I recommend is to not get a really fancy test, but to really see what your body is, try and react, see what the response is, and see if it's going to make your symptoms better or worse, and see how you do as well. If you need help with guidance, sometimes we get the help of nutritionists to help out when it comes to our gut issues as well. But for a lot of my patients, this is a very common problem that we can hopefully elucidate and find out exactly what's going on. All right, guys, if you're joining for the first time, my name is Dr. Islam. And yes, I am your poop guru. Every Tuesday for now, I go on my social media streams where I answer your questions you guys may have. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, let me know if you're watching this live or on the replay, and where you guys are watching this at as well. I need a huge favor from you guys. I am thinking about moving these videos, these weekly show, to Mondays instead. Mondays around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock p.m. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about that, whether you guys would be okay with that change, or also let me know if this is something you want to do, because I just think that it may end up being a pretty easier time in terms of for a lot of my patients as well. All right, so Nathaniel asked a very good question. I've been diagnosed with celiac disease, but my allergic reactions are consistent. Are you just really celiac or sensitive to wheat, and you've had success with elimination diets? Great question. So this goes down to the question of the difference between celiac disease and gluten intolerance. So let's talk about this. So celiac disease is a real disease. It's an actual autoimmune disease in which your body actually attacks itself, in which you lose what are called the villi of your small intestine that gets sheared off. And so because of that, you can manifest with a lot of gut issues, pain, bloating, nausea, diarrhea, and you can also manifest with vitamin deficiencies, mainly calcium, vitamin D, iron. You can have deficiencies in those. Now, there are two ways to diagnose celiac disease. One is with the blood tests, which we can see if you have the, some of the markers that are abnormal with that, or we can actually take a look with a scope and actually take biopsies of your small intestine and look at that under the microscope. And if you have that, you have celiac disease. This is very different from gluten sensitivity. Gluten sensitivity does mean that you have sensitivities to gluten, but you actually don't have the autoimmune disease in which your body attacks itself. Now, it can mimic celiac disease because the symptoms are almost the same: pain, bloating, nausea, distension. However, there are no tests that we know currently to diagnose somebody with gluten sensitivity. And so the best test that we recommend is to see how you do with going on a gluten-free diet and see your clinical response to that. And your clinical response to a gluten-free diet will allow us to determine if you have a gluten sensitivity or not. Now, the important thing for both is that the treatment is the same, but the long-term problems for celiac disease are very different from the long-term problems of gluten sensitivity. Meaning, for celiac disease, if you continue to ingest gluten, you may have iron problems, vitamin D problems, absorption problems. But not only that, you can also have rashes, you can have problems with your liver, and it can lead to long-term consequences as well. This is very different for those individuals that have a gluten sensitivity, in which the main complication is that you just feel bad. You don't feel good with the gluten, but you don't have any of the long-term problems that occur with certain vitamin deficiencies or any problems with osteoporosis, osteopenia, and things like that. It's a great question, and it really goes down to the difference between celiac disease and gluten sensitivity as well. And the difference is subtle, but it's very important because that's going to make sure that we do everything else getting taken care of as well. So appreciate you guys following me. A good question on that. All right, perfect. All right, let me go through. So once again, my name is Dr. Islam, and every Tuesday I go live on my social media streams. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, let me know if you're watching this live or on the replay, and also let me know where you guys are watching this at as well. Nathan, thank you for watching. Jean, thank you for watching as well. Cherise, thank you for watching as well. Veronica, thank you for watching and on the live stream. And Austin, thank you for watching for the first time. Yay! Thank you for being a first-time watcher as well. All right. One more thing. I thank you guys for who are talking so far. So Jean, Ross, thank you for watching on the live stream as well. Jean, thank you for commenting on Mondays. I am thinking about moving this live stream to Mondays, my weekly show. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about moving it to Mondays, either 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Central Standard Time as well. Perfect. All right. Let me see if there's any other questions you guys have or anything that I can maybe answer on today's live stream as well. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to kind of change up the format as well. I may be adding some more kind of core topics. We may be kind of going through some more questions that we have, and so I want to see what you guys think. Perfect. All right. Good deal. All right. I think these are the main questions I have on today's show. So I don't see anything else. So guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if you're watching this live in the replay. And also let me know if we can also see that if we can find out exactly if you guys want me to watch this, change my video stream to Monday or Tuesday. But I don't thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and take care.